All right, let's get started. Namaste everyone, and namaste to the Hindi University, and we're really excited to have all of you this Sunday. As you know, my name is Ashu Ji, and we meet every Sunday 8 a.m. US Pacific time, and we learn about the Hindi language. For those of you who are new to Hindi University, you can learn more about us by going to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Hindi University. If you're interested in joining the free live classes and also attending the practice session that we have regularly, you can find all the details here on tiny.cc/Hindi University. You will notice that we have all the details to join the live classes and the practice session, the Zoom details, as well as the prior videos are also stored in this page, tiny.cc/Hindi University. Okay. Lately, we've been covering the book written by Professor Rupert Snell, which is the book called Teach Yourself Hindi. Teach Yourself Hindi. And you can get a copy of the book on Amazon, or you can get the soft copy on this page. Okay. And we've been going over the chapter 16th. And we've been covering one by one all the chapters, and topic by topic we are going through it. So even if you missed the previous the topics, you can find the details on this page, okay, of the prior videos. So that way you will not be missing anything. In the past few classes, as I said, like we've been going over chapter number 16, and this topic is slightly different in this class, and it has no relation with some of the previous ones that we have covered. So even if you missed some of the previous classes, you won't have any difficulty, covering this topic. So my goal is by the end of this class, you'll be able to at least understand why certain words are used repeatedly in Hindi. Okay. So the topic for today's class is repetition of words in Hindi. Okay, so I'm going to just write it down, and so it's a repetition of words in Hindi, and I'm sure you must have encountered even while speaking yourself, and when you're hearing from your native Hindi speakers, that they tend to use some of the words repetitively, like bar, okay, jaldi jaldi, okay, dheere dheere. Most of these are adjectives or adverbs. Okay, what do they mean by that? Okay, why can't we just say it once? Okay, by the end of this class, my goal is like you'll be able to at least understand the context in which these adjectives and adverbs are used repeatedly. Okay, so typically I would categorize them into three different sections. One is when these adjectives and adverbs, they are used repeatedly, it means it indicates emphasis. So we'll cover good number of adjectives and adverbs and the use cases of them. And it really means that the user is trying to emphasize the weight behind those adjectives and adverbs. So for example, like jaldi jaldi chalo, okay, walk fast. Otherwise, we will miss the train or something like that, right? So jaldi jaldi chalo, okay, or dheere dheere bolo. Okay, so we'll cover good number of examples. Okay, but the goal here is like it's really trying to emphasize the adjectives and adverbs. The second category is basically when you are trying to describe variety and diversity. Okay, for example, tarah, it's also one of the keyword that is being used repeatedly, tarah. Okay, so I'm going to give example here. So that's basically jaldi, and in this one, wide variety is tarah. We will cover a lot of examples in this one. And the third one, I just put them into the miscellaneous bucket. Okay, a miscellaneous bucket, and it could mean multiple things, such as like the separation separation or distinction, or also an equal distribution. Equal distribution. So there are multiple, other keyword that you will hear that they are used repeatedly. Okay, so we will cover the meaning of those as well. Okay, so with that in mind, let's just start with the first one. Since this topic is a lot of the new words you'll be listening, my goal is, if you're familiar with some of them and if you've heard of them, try to see if you can give me some examples behind it, because that way at least we'll learn more examples, not just the one that I'm covering, but also from you guys, if you heard some of the Hindi speakers use those cases. Okay, so I still have some more folks joining. So with that in mind, let's just start with the first category, which is really when the adjectives and adverbs are repeated twice and it indicates emphasis. So we'll start with the first example, which is garam. Okay, garam. Most of you are already familiar with it. Let's just have a quick. Yuval, you want to tell us what is garam means? If you can. Hot. Very good, right? Hot. So when you say hot, typically you have garam pani, which is very good, hot water. Okay, hot water. You will also hear like many other objects, right? So let's say, for the sake of example, we have garam chai. Okay, garam chai, and it basically indicates hot tea. Hot tea. Okay, but sometimes you will hear that the speaker is saying it twice. Garam chai. Garam chai. Okay, which is basically piping hot or very hot. Piping hot or very hot. Okay, by saying it twice, this adjective, the user is trying to describe the intensity behind the hotness, right? So very hot or piping hot. Okay, let's see how to use them. Like, you are at someone's house, you're a very close friend, and you feel comfortable requesting one. Okay, you can say garam chai banao, because you are in a, let's say, very cold place, and while walking to their place you are really cold, and like you can say garam chai banao. So garam chai banao. It's a command, that's why the verb is banana, which is to make, but because you're giving a command to someone, it's garam chai banao. Or it could be, you are at a restaurant and you are garam chai lao. Garam chai or coffee lao. Lao, again the verb is lana, to bring, but it's in a command manner, that's why you are ending it with o. Okay, you can also use all the different cases that we have for imperatives. Garam chai lao, okay, and laiye versus laiega. Okay, you can see those. I'm gonna type some more, which is basically somebody brought the chai for you and now they want you to drink. How will they say that? Garam chai piyo. Garam chai piyo. Pina is the verb here, but again it's used in an imperative manner. That's why it's like pina become piyo. Okay. Similar to that, like it's if somebody brings you the hot meal, okay, and they want you to eat it, let's see how will they say that. Saraji, you want to tell us how will they say that if somebody brought the hot meal to you?
Garam. Can you say khana?
Yeah.
Khana khao.
Very good. Garam khana khao. Okay, what is khana?
Food or meal.
Food or meal. And word here is?
To eat, kana.
Very good. To eat is khana. The verb here is khana, but because it is imperative, you will remove the na and you are putting o. I'm just using this form, but know that you can use all the imperative forms. Okay. Now, some of you may be thinking, why we don't have any subject here? Okay. It is implied. If I'm talking to you, if you are at my house, I don't have to say aap garam garam khana khaiye. Okay, it's implied that I'm talking to you. So garam garam khana khao or garam garam chai piyo. It's implied that I'm talking to you. So even if I skip some of the pronouns, it means the same thing. Okay, so that's the first example of adjectives being repeated twice. Okay, and it means to emphasize the meaning behind that. Okay, questions so far? Anyone? You can unmute yourself and ask questions. Or you can wait to as we cover more examples. Okay, so if no questions, let's go to the more examples. So let's say if that makes it much clearer. The next one I have is let's say the another adjective which is big. Okay, what is the let's see, Anya ji, what is the Hindi word for big?
Bada.
Bada, very good. And for feminine objects, it would be?
Badi.
Badi. Okay, badi. How will you say big eyes?
Badi. Anki.
Very good. Yeah, that's good, right? So badi,
Anki something.
aankhein something. Okay, very good. Badi aankhein. Okay, and it's basically kh with a, aankhein. Okay, badi aankhein. Okay, aankh, one eye is aankh, two, a pair of eyes is aankhein. Okay, plural. And the way it works in Hindi, the adjectives, as most of you know, it's get inflected as well. So based on what you're talking about, it's if it is boy, you will say big boy, bada ladka. Okay, if it is boys, bada becomes bade ladke. Why? Because you're talking about many boys. That's why bada becomes bade. Badi is feminine singular. Badi aankhein. Okay, badi with a nasalized sound is badi aankhein. Okay, for feminine too. Right, so it's basically badi aankhein, big eyes. Now let's say you want to emphasize the largeness of the eyes. Okay, how can you say that, Anya ji?
What do I say? What? Excuse me, I was writing something.
Yeah, you want to emphasize that they are really, yes.
Then badi aanki.
Very good. Badi aankhein. Badi aankhein. Badi aankhein. Right? That's what it is. With great big eyes. Great big eyes. Okay. It can be used to describe the beauty of the person, that their eyes are so beautiful, they were very large. It can also be used to describe that somebody got really, really angry and mad, that their eyes became very big. Okay?
Badi. Also this verse, sundar sundaranki.
Sundar aankhein. Yes, that's also an adjective that is said twice. Sundar aankhein. Okay? There is a famous, not famous, Hindi song basically, Kali aankhein. Right? You probably have heard of it, right? That's a common thing, but in English, you may not really, the similar song, like Green Eyes, I don't know, most of you probably have heard of this song, Green Eyes, right? The singer is not repeating green eyes, okay? But in Hindi, this is a sort of a phenomena where the adjectives or the adverbs are repeated multiple times to describe the intensity, right? So, badi aankhein, great big eyes, okay? The examples I have here is, let's say you saw a big cat, right? And you're like, शेर की आंखें बड़ी बड़ी थी. Okay, so you saw a big cat. So in your शेर की आंखें, शेर की आंखें, lion's eyes, आंखें बड़ी बड़ी थी. Okay, और उसकी आंखें बड़ी बड़ी थी. Her eyes were, or his eyes were large. Okay, hopefully it is making sense. So we covered garam garam, which is basically to describe the intensity of the hotness, and now we just covered this another one, which is badi badi aankhein. Okay, let's do some more. And as always, if you guys think of something different, do write it in the comments. So I will get to read your some of the words that you have heard more frequently. So do write it in chat, and I'll cover it. Bahut bahut. This is, I'm sure you have heard it multiple times. Bahut bahut. Like, bahut, for example, bahut acha. Right? Let's see. Bundev, you want to tell us bahut acha? What does it mean?
Very good.
Very good, right? And what does it mean to you when you hear it bahut bahut? Have you heard it in some context, bahut bahut?
Yeah, like I've heard, you could say like aapse milkar bahut acha laga.
Very good. Bahut acha laga, that's good.
Like bahut, like twice you're saying?
Twice. If it is said twice, have you heard of any context or scenario?
I mean, I think I've heard it just in any context for emphasis, basically.
Yeah. So for example, bahut bahut dhanyavad. You probably heard it, right? Bahut bahut dhanyavad. Which is basically, thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. Right? Thank you very much. So you can say it once also, but like by saying it twice, you're emphasizing like bahut bahut dhanyavad. Thank you so much for helping me out. Okay. Bahut bahut shukriya also, which is Urdu word, but it's used pretty commonly. Bahut bahut badhai. Bahut bahut badhai. Okay, badhai. Simona ji, have you heard of this one? Badhai?
Yeah, congratulations.
Very good. Bahut bahut badhai. Which is, as Simona ji mentioned, many congratulations. These are good phrases to just know in general. You can use them in your day-to-day conversations when someone is getting married, someone is getting a new job, anything like so. Bahut bahut badhai. Many congratulations. Okay. Similarly, I'm going to erase it. Bahut bahut shubhkamnaएं. Bahut bahut shubh. It's a one word, but I'm going to split it so you can easily say it. Bahut bahut shubh kamnaएं. Bahut bahut shubhkamnaएं. Shanti ji, you want to tell us? You live in India, so you must have heard of it. You want to unmute yourself and tell us? Bahut bahut shubhkamnaएं.
This is something I don't know. Until now, I understood everything, but this word I don't know.
Shubhkamnaएं, maybe the way I wrote it is throwing you off. Shubh, it's one word. Bahut bahut shubh. What is shubh?
Sure?
Yeah.
Good.
Good, okay. What is kamna? Okay. Something with good. Anyone else would like to help out?
It's like best wishes.
Best wishes. Very good. Best wishes. Shanti, I'm pretty positive when you see the word, it will immediately strike you. Okay. So best wishes. Same thing when you want to congratulate someone and you want to wish them the best, you can say bahut bahut shubhkamnaएं. Okay. It could be for any festival, it could be for any occasion. Bahut bahut shubhkamnaएं. Typically, like when Republic Day or Independence Day, people will say like Republic Day ki shubhkamnaएं. Right? Best wishes for the Republic Day.
Ashu Ji, what does that actually mean? Is that calm and related to works, or is it not? It's totally different.
Which one? This one? No, this is not related to work. This calm is not really the work. It's a part of, it's I see your confusion. So when you write Shubh, it's basically Shubh Kamna. Okay? And then plural is Shubh Kamnaye. Okay? I just wrote it, I split it out. That's why you probably only see this word Kam, but it has nothing to do with work. Okay? The word like मैं काम करता हूँ. It has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
Yeah?
Thanks.
Yeah, awesome.
Ashu Ji, is it something we can use for birthday or is
You
it
can,
appropriate?
I use that all the time for birthday.
Okay.
Like Janmdin ki Shubhkamnaएं. Okay?
Okay.
I use that all the time. Any other questions? Awesome. Let's see if you guys have shared some of the words that are said twice. Kamna, as Amritesh is saying, wish and desire. That's right. Okay. Bhigi bhigi si ratein. Okay, very good. From a song. Okay, so it's that's right. That's also said it twice. Awesome. Let's see how our friends are doing on Facebook if they have shared some words. So we have good number of people. If the voice is low, I'm gonna make it bigger. Hopefully this is clearer now. Okay. Thanks for telling me. Hopefully you can all hear on the Facebook as well. Alright, so let's get going. The new word I have is Saaf. Okay, Saaf. You probably have heard of it. Saaf. What does it mean? Vidyaji, what do you think? Yeah.
Clean.
Clean, very good. Okay, clean. But if it is said twice, Saaf, Saaf.
Clear.
Clear, very good, clear. Okay, let's say the example Vidyaji in front of you is Saaf Saaf Bolo. Saaf Saaf Bolo. The verb here is bolna, but you are commanding someone, so it is imperative. You remove the na and you're putting o. Saaf Saaf Bolo. What does it mean? What do you think it means?
To the point.
Yeah, to the point, which is speak.
To the point.
Speak to the point, very good. Speak to the point or speak clearly.
Clearly.
Very good, right? So it's ly and verb. Right? Saaf saaf bolo. Speak clearly. Or speak to the point as Vidyaji mentioned. Either way is fine. Saaf saaf bolo. Okay?
Like speak the truth?
That's right.
In the same meaning as speak the truth? Yeah.
That's right. Saaf saaf bolo. It's tell the truth or tell clearly. In a way, don't beat around the bush. Like it's an English like phrase, right? Somebody is not telling you they're using different ways to get to a point. And you're like, saaf saaf bolo. Saaf saaf bolo, kya hua tha? What happened? Tell us clearly. Okay, don't try to say or sugarcoat it. Yeah? Very good one. You can use it in a daily conversation. Saaf saaf bolo. Or saaf saaf batao. Anyone else want to share their thoughts?
Is that still polite or can that be considered rude?
Based on the context, saaf saaf boliye, you can use the different imperative.
That's good. Not the bully.
Yeah, saaf saaf boliye. But the way I'm saying it, it's slightly more commanding. Like, if I'm telling my son, saaf saaf batao, like what happened. Like when I ask him what happened in school, sometimes they're like, no, nothing. They'll dance around it. But like saaf saaf bolo, don't use too many words. And so it's really the context, Kelly ji. It can be considered rude. It can be considered like mildly. You're giving a command. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's do the next one. But again, we are still in the first category where these adjectives and adverbs, when they are said it twice, it's showing the emphasis. So just remember, we are still in the first category. Dheere dheere. You probably have heard of it, right? Dheere dheere. Dheere dheere. Okay, there are many songs. You probably have heard of a good number of them, right? Dheere dheere. Yeah, very good. Dheere dheere bol. Okay. Dheere dheere can have multiple meaning. Gradually, okay, slowly or gradually. Dheere dheere, मैं उनको जानने लगा. Gradually I started knowing them. Okay. So that's basically an adverb said twice, gradually. Next one would be धीरे धीरे बोलना, as someone just mentioned. धीरे धीरे बोलना, which is basically it means it's barely audible. Barely audible, or when someone is muttering. Okay. For example, you cannot hear me. For my voice is very low. बहुत धीरे धीरे बोल रहा था. Okay, it was just barely audible. He was just muttering. धीरे धीरे बोल रहा था. Okay. It could also mean like धीरे धीरे चल रहा था. He was walking very slow or slowly. Okay, धीरे धीरे चल रहा था. Okay. So the next one is धीरे धीरे चलना, which is basically crawl. If someone is crawling, like धीरे धीरे चलना, right? धीरे धीरे crawling. Do write if you heard of धीरे धीरे with other verbs and how it changes. So धीरे धीरे बोलना is muttering, धीरे धीरे चलना is crawling. Okay, you see that like the verb itself changes based on how you are describing it. धीरे धीरे खोलना. This word we have not done before, so we will do it now. धीरे धीरे खोलना. खोलना is when you're boiling someone. खोलता हुआ पानी, like boiling water. It's basically kha with o, to, la and na. खोलना. खोलना. I'm writing you, but it's खोलना, which means basically simmering. Simmer. Right? धीरे धीरे खोलना, slowly boiling.
Ashu Ji,
Yeah.
is it also when you are angry? Dhire dhire kauna?
Angry? You can say that. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Usko gussa, like yeah, that's right. If somebody is getting angry, that's also their temperature is increasing, right? I mean, so that's it can be used in that sense. So you're right there. धीरे धीरे खोलना. Anything else that comes to your mind when you heard धीरे धीरे with a verb? You can.
Ashu Ji, I think we spoke in one of the previous lessons about this dire dire bolna, because when you also ask someone to speak at a lower pace, when you don't understand, someone speaks too fast Hindi and you will say dire dire bolo.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. And then Sarah ji mentioned another word for that, which is basically what I forgot now. You probably have to remind me again. But you recall that, Sarah ji?
Ashu Ji, it was the difference between dhire dhire and dhime dhime.
Dhime, that's right. Dhime. That was the one that was suggested by, either Sarah ji or Haike, one of you. Dhime was the more correct one, appropriate one, but most of the Hindi speakers will end up just using dhire dhire, even for intensity as well as the volume, both of them. Yeah? Any other scenarios you guys recall? Let's see if someone is writing in chat. Zara zara, okay, that's right. Zara zara is also, the keyword is said twice. There are many songs for that. Zara zara. Okay, thoda thoda, very good. Thoda thoda, okay. A little bit, but it is said multiple times, okay. Let's see if you guys can think of some more words which are repeated multiple times. Saaf saaf karo, okay. Dheere dheere chalna, okay. Dheere dheere boliye. So good to have you from Stephen ji and Maddie and Darja. Okay, awesome. So far so good, right? Let's see one more.
Ashu Ji,
Yes.
mere ek sawal hai.
Please.
So when you have saaf is clear,
Clearly.
and you have
Boye, speak clearly.
Yeah.
Like there's Dion and Beyonce for like carefully.
Mm-hmm.
So can you say Sapse, or is this like you have to get to know which? Okay, you have to memorize which ones are.
That's right. Yeah. So there's no easy way to say which adjective will have ly versus like where you have to put say behind it. So you cannot say saaf se, saaf bolo. Like saaf bolo itself means speak clearly, but there is no like quickly, slowly, fastly for saaf. At least I cannot like think of that is very obvious one.
That's just memorizing.
Yeah, you have to memorize it. Same thing like jaldi, quickly. Okay, you can say teji se. Okay, teji se, but that's basically as close as it is teji se or tej gati se. Okay, so quickly and rapidly. Quickly or rapidly. Okay, the sentences can be jaldi chalo. Like you guys are going for a movie with your friends and some of them are walking, chit-chatting and they're behind you like jaldi chalo. Movie shuru ho jayegi. Like the movie will start. Jaldi chalo. Okay. It could also be said when you're interrogating someone, you're like jaldi bolo. Like somebody is taking a lot of time to speak. Jaldi bolo. Okay. Any other things you can think of? Let's see. I'm gonna ask you guys. Susan ji, you want to unmute yourself and tell us? Jaldi. In which cases have you heard? If it comes naturally, okay? Very good, right? So my mom, she'll, whenever I talk to her, like jaldi aao, like, whenever, like come soon, basically, right? Jaldi karo, like do it quickly, jaldi karo. When somebody is doing the work, they're doing it very slow, like jaldi karo. Awesome. Okay. Tanya ji, can you think of some cases? Okay, you have to unmute. If you need more time, that's completely okay. You can chat also.
Jaldi.
Yeah. And work. Huh?
Jaldi, chalo.
Jaldi banao. Okay, banao.
No, drive. Chalalo.
Fry.
Drive car.
Oh, okay. Jaldi chalao. Gaadi chalao. Okay, very good. Gaadi chalao. Is that one? Okay. Okay, very good, right? So gaadi chalna versus so this is a good one, right? This is chalo is like when you are walking, jaldi chalo. What she's saying is jaldi gaadi chalao. Like let's say you are driving a car. So chalna versus chalana. Chalna is to walk, chalana is to drive. Right? So she's saying jaldi gaadi chalao, like drive fast. Jaldi gaadi chalao. Jaldi gaadi chalao. Okay. Okay. So this finishes the first category when the word is repeated twice to indicate the emphasis. Anything else that comes to your mind before we move to the second category, where it means variety and diversity?
Yes, Ashu Ji, if I may, my friends have tried to help me with the difference between choti and tori.
Yeah.
Is the difference one is with quantities and one is with something else?
Let's see. So let's write. What do you think? So let's write choti. So
I think choti means a little bit.
That's right, choti. A little bit. So give an example of choti first.
Choti kana.
Okay, छोटी छोटी खाना तो नहीं होगा. Anything else? छोटी छोटी.
A little bit of food, a little bit of.
Namak.
Huh?
Choti namak. Chota namak नहीं. For salt.
Salt. थोड़ा नमक. You will say थोड़ा नमक. थोड़ा नमक.
Oh, okay.
So for namak, it's salt. थोड़ा salty. Like, थोड़ा नमकीन. नमकीन खाना पसंद है. Like, I like a little bit of a salty food. Okay? छोटी छोटी is like same thing that with बड़ी आँखें. You can say छोटी छोटी आँखें.
Choti baat.
छोटी छोटी बात. वो बातें. Okay? छोटी छोटी बातें. There's a song actually, छोटी छोटी बातें. Anything else? छोटी छोटी. So you put.
Well, since you use tora for salt and choti for our eyes, then the emphasis is different. Now it seems that tori is a little bit of something.
Thoda is quantity.
Quantity, that's what I'm looking for. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Quantity.
This is choti. In this case, is size.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for.
So छोटी बातें, and छोटी आँखें. Anything else you guys can think of? More examples?
Choti maze.
Choti maze. Small desk. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's a little table.
Okay. Choti maze.
Choti kutti.
Okay. Dog, you mean?
Yeah.
Not so commonly used, Anyash ji. But I see what you're saying. Typically you will say chota kutta. Right?
Ashu Ji,
Yeah.
chote fool.
Chote fool.
Fool.
Flowers? Flowers, that's right. Chote fool. Okay, that's good. Chote fool. Flowers.
छोटी लड़कियां.
छोटी लड़कियां, that's right as well. छोटी लड़कियां. छोटी कहानियां, small stories. That's right. That's a good one. छोटी कहानियां. Like, so you can say कि मेरी दादी, my grandmother, used to tell us small stories. Right? So मेरी दादी बचपन में, in my childhood, I'm gonna write it down. It's a good one. Okay. So you can say मेरी दादी बचपन में, it's a long one but it's a good one for everyone. बचपन में छोटी कहानियां सुनाती थी. Somebody can dissect it. Maybe it will be a good exercise for someone. JD, you want to unmute and try to break it down? Meri dadi is. You have to unmute yourself.
My grandmother.
Very good. My grandmother.
In my childhood.
Very good. Bachpan mein is in my childhood. In my childhood.
Short stories.
Okay, short stories. Choti kahaniyan. What is one story?
Kahani.
Kahani. Very good. Kahani is one story. Kahani. Plural is?
Yeah. Kahaniye.
Kahaniya. Okay.
Yeah.
What is the verb here?
I can't read it. Soon.
In the infinitive form, the verb is su. Sunana. Yeah. Sunana
I'm
is.
not familiar with that.
Yeah, it's okay. Sunna is to hear. Like मैं सुनता हूँ. Sunana is to.
Yeah. To tell.
To tell. Very good. Sunana is to tell. Very good, right?
The K is past tense.
That's right. So it's because it's used in the past. Suna, thi. Okay? That means she used to tell stories.
So it's feminine past tense, so she used to tell.
Right, that's right. So regardless of whoever is saying, like, so, if it is a male, then it's sunata tha. If it is female, you're right. Because it's female, sunati thi. Okay, sunati thi. Good. Awesome. Any questions, anyone? Before we move on to the next category of repetition of words. Alright, so we'll do the next category, which is which indicates wide variety. Second one is, as I said, wide variety and diversity. So it indicates variety and diversity. By the way, in the first category, as you probably, without offending my friends, Indian friends, a lot of times when you see, even when we speak English, we tend to say some of these words twice. And that's just because how I learned, I speak Hindi. So I'm taking it along with me even when I'm speaking like English, like stop. So I'll say multiple times. Like probably an English speaker may not say that or in that manner, but it comes very naturally to me. Like slow. Like, it's like you're saying it multiple times. But
yes, Ashu Ji, we say it too.
Yeah,
we also say it, yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was small, I would say things like, "Oh my God, that's a red car."
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
like really red car. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone has something similar experience, or if you say something similar in your language?
Well, my tutor always says, "Put it on the little table."
Little table. Oh, I see.
Ashu Ji?
Yeah.
I think it depends on the sort of the standardized form of English that you speak, because I know in South Africa people say now if they want something done right now.
Okay.
And I've also noticed that I usually say yes or no, don't do that.
Yeah.
So it depends like which words you want to emphasize.
Yeah.
Usually I do it yes and no, but I know other people who are like native English speakers who will do it depending on where in the world they're from.
Is this how it is? Is this how it is in Dutch? Like where you end up saying it yes multiple times, or no, or?
You can.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's that common.
I see.
You say yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. So yes and no, I think are repeated quite often. But there's a lot of ways you can emphasize words in Dutch actually.
Interesting.
It's not
Not necessarily saying it twice.
Ashu Ji,
Yeah.
in Tamil it's so many of them like that.
Yeah. Do you repeat it twice, or how do you give an example?
Like marubadiyum.
Okay.
Don't say it again and again.
Again and
something
again.
Like that. So,
Like, okay.
marubadiyum.
I see.
Chinna,
Okay.
little. You must have heard that the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Choti
Yeah,
Asha.
so there's a lot of things in Tamil also.
Nice.
Yeah, Ashu Ji, can I say?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, in Korean, if you have any Korean friends, maybe you might ever heard this word. Pali.
Spell it. P.
Pali.
Like this?
P-A-L-I, pali. Yes.
Okay.
This is quickly. Jaldi.
Oh, I see. Palli, quickly.
Yeah, if you have a chance to go to Korea, then you may every day listen this word.
I see. Well, that's good to know. Right, I'll have it handy with me. How about Hebrew?
In Morocco, they say haba, fast, haba.
Spell it.
In Morocco.
How do you? Haba? H-A-B-A?
H-B. Yes. Yeah.
Like this? Fast?
Yeah. Walk fast.
Okay. Jaldi chalo. Okay. Haba. Nice. You were Hebrew? How it is in Hebrew? You were?
Yeah, also in Hebrew.
Oh, I see.
You would say for very fast. You can say very fast, מאוד מהר, And you can say maher.
Spell it.
Like
M.
Maher. It's a bit difficult, maybe.
Like this?
Yeah, maher.
I see. So there is some commonality.
But I think that usually kids will tend to say it more than elder people.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. This is great. Aneshi, French?
In French, it would be vite.
Spell it?
V-Y-T-E.
V-Y?
No, E, sorry. E, like...
V-Y-E-T.
Yeah.
Vit.
Like pali, the same.
Like this? Vit?
No. V-I-T-E. Oh, I don't know.
V-I-T-E.
V-I-T-E.
Oh, I see. V-I-T-E. Like this?
Yes.
Vit.
Twice. It's same. It's
Same?
fast.
Fast, right? That's good. See, I know Korean, Moroccan, Hebrew, and French. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. This is fun. Let's do the second category where it means a wide variety and diversity. Okay, so the one word that we have is tarah. Okay, it's typically it's used twice. Okay, tarah. It's the, r, and her. You have the, tarah. So let's say you went to a wedding and they had a lot of like dishes and cuisine. You have tarah ki sabjiyan. Tarah ki because sabjiyan is feminine. So tarah ki sabjiyan, vegetables, wide variety of vegetables. Okay, you can say in any case, like you go to someone's house and they cooked lots of wide variety of vegetables. Like उन्होंने तरह की सब्जियां बनाई. Okay, तरह की सब्जियां बनाई. तरह की सब्जियां. Okay, it could be तरह. You went to a zoo and you saw wide variety of animals, right? So it would be तरह के जानवर. Like you imagine yourself writing an essay. Like तरह के जानवर, animals. In this case it's plural. Plural is also same, but that's why it is K. तरह के जानवर. मैं सेंचुरी गया और मैं जू गया, वहाँ पे तरह के जानवर थे. That wide variety of animals. Okay. Anyone else have heard of tarah in some context that you'd like to share?
Certainly in Tamil, Ashu Ji.
Yeah.
Ashu Ji, have you heard this one? Bhati.
Yeah, bhati is the same. Bhati ke log. Bhati, which is also wide variety. Bhati ke log. Bhati is variety as well, wide variety. Okay. I think Nandini ji or Radhika ji, one of you were saying.
We have a similar, it's actually similar word in Tamil, which is double. Like tara. In Tamil, we say vidama. Vidama.
I see.
Vidama. It's exactly the same as tara.
I see.
It's a double word again.
I see.
Vidam. So we say vidama.
Interesting. It's also same thing, wide variety, or it's...
Yes. Like we say vidama sapad in different varieties of food.
I see. So same thing, you have bhati ke log versus tarah ke log. There are a wide variety of people in the world. Okay?
Tara alone is kind, right? Isn't it? Or am I confusing that with another?
I think you're probably mixing it with the other word. Tarah itself is, at least I'm not aware of it being like just, kind.
Yeah, I think KG means the way you do this. Tarah.
Achhi tarah. Oh, I see. Like, so, manner, I think that's what you're saying. Achhi tarah se kaam karta hai. Like, somebody does in a good manner, like, अच्छे से और अच्छी तरह से काम करता है. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I probably mixed up. So but the word tara and bhati, do they have what is their meaning, or is there not a?
I think she means like etarega pani, the one kind of water. That would like kind of.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. So it makes sense to me that if there would be like tara would be like different kinds, right? Which is diversity.
Okay.
So I just wondered if
You are right.
how it meshes.
You are right.
One would.
Let me take a step back. When I heard this word kind, that means like I am kind person, but you didn't mean that kind. You meant,
Different kinds of ice cream.
Yeah, that's right. Then you are absolutely right. Somehow I understood this Tara mean like kind. You are thinking about a kind person, but if you are meaning variety and diversity, you're absolutely right.
Right. So that makes sense because like tara is like different kinds of people, different kinds of vegetables. So what is the one that Amritesh gave? Bhati. What is that?
It's a more like in poetic way, like some of the very famous poets, Surdas, Tulsidas, like bhati ke log. If you look at some of the older like dialect, it's more commonly used. So Tulsi is a very famous poet and writer. So bhati ke log. So he wrote some shlokas in which it is being used. Amritesh can give.
Like Shabd Hindi.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that means a different kind of people around?
Different
kind of people.
Different kind of people. Bhati ke log.
And another thing, Ashu Ji, can we say tarah ki mithaiyan?
Tarah ki mithaiyan. That's right. Tarah ki mithaiyan. You can say that. For example, if I go to Baskin and Robbins here, tarah ki ice cream hai. Like they have wide variety of ice cream in Baskin and Robbins. Okay, very good. So like Sangeeta ji said, आज हम तरह के शब्द use कर सीख रहे हैं. That's right. Awesome. I'm going to pick it up the pace. We have 6 more minutes. So now some of the interrogative can be repeated twice as well to indicate variety, wide variety. Such as, like let's say you took a vacation, and one is I can ask you to let's say Europe, and I can ask you, "Aap kahan gaye? Aap kahan gaye? Where did you go?" But I got really excited and I was like, "Aap kahan gaye? Aap kahan gaye?" So in this one, I'm simply asking, "Aap kahan gaye? Where did you go?" In this one, my emphasis is like list out all the places. Kahan gaye? Okay, kahan or various places. Tell me all the various places you went to. Ab kahan gaye? Okay. Let's say let's say one is like, let's say you want to find a product. One is like you'll say yeh kahan milta hai, yeh kahan milta hai, ye Bharat mein kahan milta hai, versus yeh kahan milta hai, kahan milta hai. Like various places, it's again indicating various places. List out all the various places where you will find it. Okay, you're talking about grain, a particular grain. Let's say, ये कहाँ उगता है? Where tell various places where it grows. Okay, मिलना is to find, उगना is to grow, right? उगना. Okay, मक्का कहाँ उगता है? Okay, or rice कहाँ उगता है? Okay, similarly. I'm going to give you time to ask questions, but let me just write down this first. Similarly, corn. Corn, as you know, is interrogative is who. Okay, who is there? Wahan kaun hai. Okay, versus who all the places. Okay, kaun. Okay, let's say Saraji had a party, she invited everyone except me. So I'll say party में कौन कौन आया था? Party में कौन कौन आया था? Party में कौन कौन आया? Who all came to the party? Okay, who all came to the party? Okay, it could also mean कौन, let's say you all came. On the other hand, even though she didn't invite me, but I invited everyone. Okay, and I asked everyone, कौन चाय पिएगा? कौन चाय पिएगा? Who all will पिएगा? Who all will drink, the tea? कौन चाय पिएगा? Hopefully it makes sense. Questions, anyone?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it has an answer really. Why, when you're repeating it, does it end up being ayata, like singular? Because who all...
Oh, I see. Party में कौन आए थे?
Yeah.
It's correct as well. Party में कौन आए थे?
Because to me, kon refers to a plural, but I don't know if that's just because...
It can go either ways. I can say it singular as well as plural. As a Hindi speaker, it doesn't make any difference. कौन आया था? Like I'm trying to list out all the people versus like whoever, even in English, how will you say that? Whoever does or whoever do, right? Even though it may indicate like multiple people, right?
Well, who all came to the party?
That's right.
You're referring to a plural group of people.
That's
so
right.
That just confused me, but that could also just be my background and...
No, it's a...
Hindi works.
No. It's a good point, right? कौन आए थे? Party में कौन आए थे? But it just comes very natural to me. Party में कौन आया था?
Okay. So both are correct.
Good point. Okay, we have 1 more minute, so I'm going to stop the broadcast on Facebook. So thank you so much, for all the folks who joined. Maddie G, Stephen, Tarja, Savi, Priya Ji. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to wrap